Okay, so all of you can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir,
fine.
good
So
morning.
yeah, good morning. Good morning to all of you. So today we'll be, starting one concept that is called introvert and the extrovert. These are the different kind of personalities. So there are different kind of personalities we will be encountering, or rather we are encountering on a day-to-day basis in our daily life. And of course, organization is not an exception. So in an organization, so whenever we'll be meeting people, we have to meet with their personality. Whenever we'll be dealing with the people, we have to deal with the personality, because different people would be having different kind of personality. Okay. Now, if we don't have the capability to understand others' personality, so it will be difficult to communicate with them effectively, because communication does not only mean that whatever I wanted to say, I'm saying, so my communication is done. So and communication of course does not only mean that how much good you are at a particular language. Say for example, English communication skill does not mean how much fluent you are in English, because you may be very fluent, but the other person with whom you are contacting or communicating, they are not able to understand whatever you are trying to say. So that means though you are a very fluent the speaker in English, but however you are a pathetic communicator. So communication means, effective communication means you have to communicate effectively with the other person. Now, how this communication related to personality, because the people's perception about different things differ based on their personality. Like say for example, if I ask you a question, that is how many of you are interested to go for marriage parties, or say for example any kind of parties. If you are very much specific to marriage parties, if you can say how many of you are interested to go for marriage parties, very much interested. If there is an invitation, you are bound to go. How many of you are interested? Just randomly you can tell. Are you getting my point? That means those who are interested to go for marriage parties.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Always.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else? Anybody who is not interested? I mean, not that very much interested. Na, okay, I'll not go. I mean, there may be invitation, but I will not go. Is there any kind of people? Anyone who is not that much interested to go for marriage parties?
No, sir.
So everybody wanted to go for marriage party? Then, okay, fine. Now, say for example, do you consider before going to that marriage party that who have invited you, or who all will be there in that particular party? Do you consider that?
Yes, sir.
I mean, say for my question is, say for example, if you find any invitation from a person whom you never seen in your life, very, very distant relative, they have sent you an WhatsApp invitation card, and they have asked you to come, but you never know them, you never meet them in your life. So would you be interested to go?
No, sir.
No,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Obviously.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, those people who are saying no, can you give me a reason why you are saying no? That if it is a distant relative with whom you never meet, you don't want to go.
No, the part you said, na,
Feeling
which
lonely.
people are will be there. That will be the matter.
Right, there is a
Feeling
unknown
awkward.
people, feeling awkward, unknown people, feeling lonely, right? Probably there will be nobody to talk with them. So like that, this can be the reason, right? This is a perfect reason. And for the same reason, there are person who even don't want to go to the known person's marriage party also, because they are feeling awkward, in order to avoid some awkward situation. Okay, in order to avoid some awkward situation. So sometimes people don't used to go. Now by asking this question, you will be able to understand these two different kind of personality, that is the introvert and the extrovert. But of course, by asking a simple question of this thing, I mean, whether you want to go for marriage parties or not, it is not sufficient to understand who are the people who are introvert and who are the people who are extrovert. But however, I will be sharing a question here. It is available free of cost online also. So it is, if you can take that test, you will be able to understand whether you are an introvert or an extrovert. Now, usually those people who are hesitating to go for marriage parties, especially for the unknown marriage parties, because of the feeling of that awkwardness or the lonely, you don't know anybody in that particular marriage party. So that is the reason you don't wanted to go. Generally, this kind of people are introvert in nature. On the other hand, extrovert people are those people who can actually, they can go anywhere because their social skill is very high, because they can create friends very easily. So that's why even they go to any a particular place where he is not known by anyone, he don't know anybody there, but he can create friends in that unknown zone also. This is the characteristics of the extrovert. Now, as I am telling, by asking one single questions, this particular question, it is not possible to understand whether a person is an introvert or an extrovert. But however, this introvert and extrovert, so there are several questions. If you can answer that within a very short period of time, your actual personality type will come out, whether you are an introvert and extrovert. And generally, this introvert and the extrovert characteristics of an individual, it is going to be created from your upbringing, your birth, your social setting, etc. So it is being said that if the parents, both the parents are extrovert in nature, generally the kids become introvert, because it is being said that the parents are so talkative, so extrovert in nature, they never allowed their kids to talk. Whenever their kids wanted to talk, the extrovert people, I mean the extrovert parents, actually suppress that their kid, that no, whatever we are saying, you have to follow. You don't have to say anything, you don't have to think, you don't have to express. So if this is the kind of upbringing an individual kid is having since their birth, automatically they will become introvert, because he will be believing that I am not supposed to talk, or I am not supposed to express myself. So automatically they will become introvert. So being an introvert or being an extrovert, in most of the cases, is not in your hand. Either you are an introvert or you are extrovert. So you will be able to identify whether you are an introvert or an extrovert, right? So let us just check some of the characteristics of the introvert and the extrovert, then we will be coming to the implications. So introverts get their energy from being alone. They feel drained by a lot of social interaction or a crowd. Like, say for example, if you ask somebody, what's your plan in the coming weekend? If the answer is, I'll be watching a movie in Netflix, I'll be there at my home, I'll be preparing some food, I'll be ordering some food from Swiggy or the Zomato, and I'll be watching this movie in the Netflix or the Amazon, like that. This is one kind of people. Another kind of people, of course, we have a plan for going out for a dinner, we'll be going for that particular party, or we'll be the meeting with my friends at my friend's place. So lot of outbound activities. So these are the two different things. So the first one category is the introvert in nature, because this term utilized, they get their energy from being alone. So they want to be alone or with the people, I mean 2-3 people maximum whom they like. I mean their circle is very limited. Introverts people circle is very much limited. Okay, friend circle. But however, on the other hand, extrovert are very much talkative. They generate energies from outbound activities. You will be finding your friends or relatives, anybody, that weekend, Saturday, Sunday means we have to move out. If you are not moving out, go to a restaurant or go to a club, or going out, going for a long drive. These are the things. I mean, Saturday, Sunday, or any kind of holiday means they have to move out. So that is the characteristics of the extrovert. On the other hand, introvert means we have to stay alone. I mean, what is the problem? If it is a Saturday and Sunday, I'll be staying at home. Okay, I'll be spending time with me, or couple of close circle friends. That's it. right? So that is the idea. If you have to have good food, why I'm not going to order the food from the Swiggy or the Zomato? For all the good restaurant food will be delivered at my home, or I'll be preparing my food at my home. Why I have to go to that barbecue nation to have the lunch or the dinner? I'll be rather order that particular barbecue nation's box, I mean dinner box or the chicken box at my home. Why I have to go to KFC? I'll be ordering food from KFC. So that is the basic difference between the introvert and the extrovert. Right? So by understanding their communication, you will be able to understand. If you can see this picture, when an introvert person is with lot of people, he is getting drained out. Usually it is understood by the extrovert that if you are with lot of people, you are energized, I mean you are very much happy. But the introvert people are actually unhappy with lot of people, but they are happy with the limited people. You have a small group and close friend. Okay, people think that you are quiet and may find it difficult to get I mean people find it because you are not talkative, you are not opening up, so you enjoy the solitude, you are very self aware, right? So these are the basic characteristics of the introvert. So introverts typically dislike noise, interruption, and the big group settings. They tend to prefer quiet solitude, time to think before speaking or acting, and building relationships and the trust one-to-one. So these are the basic characteristics of introvert people. They think, I mean, they think that before they speak. Usually the extrovert are just opposite. If you ask them to tell anything, they will start instantly. But the introvert people will be thinking that what should I say at this moment, and then they will be saying something. But the extrovert people, without any thinking, they can communicate. Right? So studies shows that between 33% and 50% of us are more introvert than extrovert. So from this concept, we came to know.
So can you show the previous slide again?
Yes, you are telling something?
Yes, sir. Can you show the previous slide again?
Yeah, this is the thing. So introverts typically dislike noise and interruption and the big group setting, and they tend to prefer quiet solitude and time to think before they speak or acting, and building relationships and the trust one-to-one. Right? So that's the thing. So idea is from this slide, I mean, studies shows that between 33% to 50% of us are more introvert than extrovert. That means this introvertness and the extrovertness are having a scale. So sometimes we are having a tendency, you may be in between that introvert and extrovert, and that is called ambivert. Okay, ambivert. That means if the scale is like 1 to 10, and 1 to 4 is introvert, and 6 to 10 is being extrovert, and 5 is being the neutral part, this 5 is called the ambivert. So if you are scoring 5, that means your characteristics is ambivert. That means you are having characteristics of introvert and the extrovert both. So that's why you are an ambivert. So that is also a possibility. So research shows that the introvert tends to have larger, thicker gray matter in their prefrontal cortex. That means their thinking capacity is much higher than the extrovert because they think more and talk less. But however, the extrovert people talk more and think less, right? So that's why the gray matter probably in the introvert is much higher than the extrovert. Okay. So this may be accountable for introverts' tendencies to sit in a corner and ponder things thoroughly before making a decision. So if the introverts have to take a decision, they will be sitting in the corner, they will be analyzing the things of their own, then they will be taking the decision. But the extroverts is totally different. They can take instant decision. Okay. So that is the concept of the introvert. So both introvert and the extrovert can adapt to a public speaking. Generally, it is being understood that probably the extroverts are a good public speaker than the introvert. But this is not the fact. That introvert people can also be a public speaker, good public speaker. But the basic difference is, say for example, you have to talk in a stage and there are 100, 200 people sitting in front of you. So this is called public speaking. Now, introvert people will be giving their speech, will be discussing, and then probably they will be moving out of the backstage. But however, the extrovert people, after giving the speech, probably he has a tendency to move out of the stage and interact with the people personally, those people who are listening to him. If, say, for example, after the speech or the program, there is a lunch or a dinner party, usually the introvert people after completion of the speech will be telling that I am little bit busy today, so I have to, it will be great if you can just pack my lunch or the dinner, I'll be having that at my home. But however, the extrovert people can, will be enjoying the dinner party or the lunch party with the audience. So this is the difference, post program or the pre-program interaction kind of thing. But during the public speaking, both are, and if their communication skill and the presentation skills are good, both of them can be a very good public speaker. So it is not, if your question come, if somebody asks you, do you think that is the introvert are not a good public speaker, or extroverts are only the people who are a good public speaker? So your answer would be no, by analyzing this, that no, introvert can also be a public speaker, but however, in the pre or the post event activities, this can be the behavioral differences. Okay, this can be the behavioral differences. If you can take a simple example of your school life or the college life, probably you will be finding some people or students, actually your friends, who used to sit in the very first bench and never used to talk with others. Generally, we used to tell them, okay, fine, they are very, good student probably, so that's why they don't want to talk to us, like that. But it is not the fact. It is the fact that by nature they are an introvert, so that's why they are not able to talk to you properly. If you can talk to them like an introvert, they will talk to you. So that's the idea. It is not that they don't want to talk to you because they feel they are superior than you. It is not the fact. Usually আমরা এরকম ছেলে মেয়েদের বলতাম যে ও এরা তো খুব ভালো ছেলে, রাইট, ভালো মেয়ে, তোরা আমাদের সাথে কেন কথা বলবি, like that. We used to tell like that, but it is not the fact. It is not the fact. So in the office scenario also the same thing will happen. There would be people, they are not very talkative, they are sitting in their desk doing their work and going back home. So this kind of people will be finding. So you don't have to people generally misinterpret that these people are, they think they are superior, so that's why they are not talking to us. It is not the fact. It is because of their personality. So if you can talk to them like an introvert, they will talk to you. So the effective communication means, okay, let us first understand what the extrovert is. Okay, so we'll be coming back to this. Okay, let me check what is this. Some of the, okay, that we have discussed, that some of the best public speakers are introverts. So it is not that the introvert cannot be a public speaker. So some of the introvert are very good public speakers. Now, introvert, when the introvert leader is required, so manager can also be an introvert. Okay, but when that introvert leader is required, when your people are proactive in nature, because introvert people don't like to give so much instruction. Okay, so they want their people to work of their own. So that's why the people must be proactive. Proactive means the people, the employees will be taking decision and initiative of their own. So that is called proactive. People who take initiative to introduce change, and people who are champion for new vision, people who promote better strategies. That means introvert people can act as a very good leader because they are a good listener. So they can listen to the people, listen to the advices of the people, okay, allow the people to take their decision. But in order to, so understand, so that means if an introvert want to be a successful leader, that means their employees must be proactive. Because if the employees are not proactive, if the employees are not taking initiative for changes, they are not the champion of new vision, so then the introvert leader will be finding it difficult to act as a leader, because your employees will not be like that what you are looking for. Okay, now let us just check extrovert. Just see this picture, you will be able to understand. Both the cases, in both the picture, people are enjoying music. Introvert people enjoying music through their Walkman, okay, own devices individually, but the extrovert people are enjoying music together. So that is the basic difference between the extrovert and the introvert. So extrovert generally get their energy from being around with other people. Extrovert relate to the qualities of the self-confidence in the social setting, assertiveness and the social involvement. Extrovert find their energy is sapped when they spend too much time alone. Extrovert recharge by being social. Like this, during this lockdown period, you will be finding different articles that a lot of people are not enjoying the lockdown. They are hating this working from home. They wanted to go back to office. So you will be finding most of the people who wanted to go back to office after, after the lockdown is over. So like that. So these people are actually extrovert. Introvert people are actually enjoying this working from home because they don't have to meet the people physically. So they are not, they are enjoying it actually, the introvert people. But the extrovert people don't enjoy, because office does not only mean just work and, working on your desk and etc. Because office also means going to the canteen together, going for a tea break, for a coffee break together, going for some gossip and etc. So these are all mixture of the office life. And this is being, missed by the extrovert people. Okay, because they are feeling sapped when they're all alone. So they always wanted to spend time with people. So extrovert people don't mind being the center of attention. Rather, they always want to be the center of attention. So there is a strong correlation between the extroversion and the individualism. Extroverts bring the vision, assertiveness, energy, network necessary for giving them the functions. I mean, in an organization, it is required. I mean, vision needs to be created. You need to be assertive. Okay, proper networking is required. So extrovert people are, getting those things. So there is a zero correlation between the being the best talker and the best idea. So, but it is also fact, we need to understand the people who are talking too much does not mean they are having the best ideas. So the introvert can be a person who can give a better idea. That is also impossible. Okay, that is also a possibility. So who needs an extroverted leader? So people who are dutiful, passive, or the follower, and the people who look guidance. That means understand. In case of the introvert leadership, we are thinking, or we have discussed, that the people must be proactive in nature. They should be taking their own decision. They should be acting as a change agent. So these are the characteristics must be there for the employees of the introvert. But for the extrovert leader employees, people who are dutiful, passive follower. That means if extrovert people want to give instruction, want to give advices, everybody has to follow that. Other people don't have to think, don't have to create new ideas, give new ideas, don't have to create, don't have to give their own ideas actually. Okay, they have to just follow. So extrovert people like those employees who are dutiful and followers, and people who look for guidance from above. I mean, they cannot take anything of their own. All the instruction needs to be coming from the extrovert people. And extrovert people also like those kind of team that the people don't have to think. They don't have to give ideas. I will be giving instruction. They will be following that. So this is the basic difference between the extrovert and the introvert. So can you tell me, in an organization, which personality is more required? Introvert or an extrovert?
Extrovert, sir.
Extrovert.
Extrovert.
Okay. But as I was telling, that there are a lot of situations where introvert people are also required. So the answer is both the people. So in some situation, introvert people are required. In some situation, extrovert people are required. When you have to analyze a job, and when you are handling a job which is analytical in nature, you have to take a very crucial decision after a lot of analysis. Now, in these cases, extrovert people cannot do, because they are habituated to take instant decision without analyzing the situation. They are very much assertive in nature. So in this case, introverts are required. But on the other hand, extroverts are also required, where instant decision needs to be taken. They need to become assertive. So at that point of time, extrovert also required. So if this question comes, that which kind of people is required in an organization, introvert or extrovert, your answer would be both. Because in different situation, different kind of personalities are required. Okay, someone was telling something.
Sir, what if an introvert employee gets an extrovert manager or extrovert boss?
There is a possibility. There is a possibility, because in an organization you cannot control all the things. Because say for example, you are joining a company as a manager, the team would be already given to you, that this is the team with whom you need to work. So automatically some of them may be introvert and extrovert. So there is a possibility, there is a high chance that the introvert people are working with an extrovert, or the extrovert people are working with the introvert. So that is the thing we need to learn actually throughout this, before joining the corporate. That is called the flexibility or the flexing. That means the communication, we are talking about the communication. Communication would be effective in an organization if you are talking with an introvert like an introvert, if you are talking with an extrovert like an extrovert, then the communication will be effective. Like you may be an extrovert, but whenever you are talking with an employee who is an introvert, you have to talk like an introvert. Otherwise, you will not be able to communicate with them properly. The vice versa is also true. You may be an introvert, but however, if you are not able to talk to an extrovert like an extrovert, you will not be able to communicate properly. Like take a simple example. You are an extrovert manager and you have called one of your employees.
তো কোনোদিন কিছু করিনি, বুধবার দিন চোরা সবাই ট্রেনের টিকিট কাটবে, সবাই ধরেছে আমাকে যেতেই হবে।
Okay, if you have anyone having any personal talk, it will be great if you can mute your mic, then you can have your personal talk. Okay, so that you are an extrovert manager and you have called one of your introvert employee for a meeting in your room. Now you are asking, you are an extrovert manager, so automatically the extrovert people are having a tendency to ask personal questions, social questions. Like there is a meeting for, say for example, marketing strategy. Okay, so the employee who is an introvert, he has prepared lot of files, lot of PPTs, Excel related to marketing strategies, and that particular employee is eager to show that. But the manager is asking, okay fine, say for example, the manager is asking the employee's name is Rahul. Okay Rahul, how are you? Okay, what you have done in the last weekend? What's your plan in the next weekend? What are the new movies you have watched? What are the new dishes? What are the new restaurants you have recently gone for? So these are the social questions or the personal level question he will be asking. Now the introvert people don't like this. They are just focused on the job. So he's asking, why sir is asking so many questions? I'm ready with this is a marketing meeting, marketing strategy meeting. I am already ready with my PPT and the Excel. In spite of asking to show that kind of PPTs and the Excel, and he is asking so many this kind of personal question. Why? That means he will be feeling, that employee will be feeling embarrassed, awkward. But on the think about the situation, about a different situation. Like you are an introvert manager, you have called one extrovert employee. Again, that marketing strategies meeting, you wanted to discuss that. So you just ask out of courtesy that, okay Rahul, how are you? Good morning. So then Rahul is saying, yes sir, I'm good. Have you watched this movie? Or this is a restaurant I have gone last Sunday. This is an excellent restaurant, you should go there. There is an event that is going on there, I have a ticket for that, do you want to go for that? So these are the different kind of, the manager just have asked, okay, good morning, how are you? And in that particular answer, this particular extrovert employee is giving lot of detailed explanation, which the manager don't like, because the manager is an introvert, right? And the employee is an extrovert. So whenever two different kind of personality, that the introvert and extrovert are talking, so that will be creating some confusion definitely. But however, we have to learn how to flex. So whenever I will be talking with an introvert, I will be talking with an introvert. Whenever I will be talking with an extrovert, I will be talking with an extrovert. Like say for example, I am actually, probably this is the third class I am taking, class wise this is the second class. Probably in your orientation we had some discussion on the very first day. So with this very short discussion, the 3 classes of maximum all together probably 2 hours 15 minutes, we had a discussion, or maximum 2.5 hours. So within this discussion, what do you think about me? Am I an introvert or extrovert? What's your idea? Keeping in view of the characteristics of the extrovert people can talk to the new kind of people very easily. Extrovert people talk more, their social skills are very high, right? So from
Both,
this
sir.
point of view, what do you think? Just tell one by
Both,
one.
sir.
No, both you cannot tell. You know,
Sir,
either introvert or
extrovert.
Sir,
extrovert.
extrovert, sir.
Sir,
Extrovert.
Extrovert, sir.
extrovert.
Okay.
So would you like
Extrovert,
to
sir.
repeat the question once again? So because I'm network issue, I'm getting some
Okay.
network issue.
Question
So that
was
I couldn't-
simply, simple. What do you think about me? Am I introvert or extrovert? That is the question. By just it is very difficult to tell within
Sir,
a very short
extrovert.
period.
Sir, you are extrovert.
Sir, it's very difficult to say at this moment.
It is difficult just because 2.5 hours
Yes,
is
sir,
not
it is very
sufficient,
difficult to say.
right? But
Sir,
some of
introvert.
you have told extrovert, but
Say
I
introvert,
am
sir.
I am basically very introvert in nature, very introvert in nature. I'm telling you this thing very specifically. The kind of characteristics that introvert people are having, I can easily relate to it because I am going through it, because I am very much introvert in nature. But however, what I'm trying to explain, but I have learned to flex, because nobody can understand when I am in the social setting, nobody can understand that I am an introvert. People think I'm an extrovert because I act like an extrovert. People, okay? So people don't understand because my job is to talk. If I'm telling I'm not feeling good in talking, so then I cannot do the job actually, because that is my job. It is not about only talking with the students. I have to talk on a regular basis to the corporate people, industry people, regular television, media, a lot of things, right? So I have to talk. I have to, I cannot say I'm shy. I don't like to talk, but I have to talk. So that is my job. So I have learned how to flex. So that is, I'm trying to tell you that you have to learn to flex, and it is not a one-day job that suddenly you will be studying this personality chapter and you will be learned, flexing. It is not that. It requires a lot of practice, throughout years of social interaction with the, introvert people learn to flex. Okay, that we need to understand, that we need to develop that. But you have to flex, there is no alternative. In the corporate, you have to flex, because you may be an extrovert, maybe an introvert, does not matter, because it is not being created by you, right? It is because of your upbringing and all. But in the organizations, you have to communicate with all your employees or your colleagues, maybe introvert, maybe extrovert. You cannot say that I'm an introvert, I'm going to talk only with the introvert, or I'm an extrovert, I'm going to talk with that extrovert only. So that is not possible. So you have to deal with all the people. So the best idea is that create the flexibility. So that's the idea actually. So like, say for example, one of my student long back actually asked me when he passed out MBA. Then after he was working in a corporate, he asked, one day he called me up and asked, sir, not being a smoker, that means if I'm not smoking, so is it bad for the society? So I told, no, it is just opposite. Like, smoking is injurious to health, and you are not doing injury to your health only. There is a concept of passive smoker. So others are also getting affected. So of course, if you are a non-smoker, that is good for you and good for the society. So he is telling, no, in my office, I am the only person probably who is a non-smoker. So others treat me like a kid. That after every 1 hour, people used to go for a smoke break. And they used to tease me by saying, okay, fine, you are a kid, right? You don't have to come with us because we are a smoker. We are bad guys. So you don't have to come. So I'm feeling embarrassed. And even the, group D staff, the peon, etc. He is also taking like, okay, fine. So you are a very good person, right? You are not a smoker. So what kind of food you want? Like that. I mean, people used to tease him because of the fact he is not a smoker. So, how to deal with the situation. Right. So that's the idea. So that's why I have advised him, ultimately you are doing something good, and the people who are teasing you, they are doing something bad for themselves, for their health, and for the society. So you must be going along with them, and you would be feeling superior over them, because these are the people who are smokers. So they are doing some inferior activity, though they should feel inferior to you. You should be there with a superior personality, because you are doing something good for the society and for yourself. They are not doing. So that's the idea. Sometimes we need to mix with the people. So you have to flex yourself. So that is the idea. So if you can remember one of the scene of the movie called Rockstar, where Ranveer Kapoor have a scene that he used to tell his friends that my friends think I used to drink, but actually I don't. But the people used to think that I'm a drinker. So I can mix up with the people. So that's the thing. Sometimes we need to behave like an extrovert to mix with the extrovert people. Sometimes we have to behave like an introvert to mix with the introvert people. So that is the flexibility we must be having. Okay, that is the flexibility, and that we need to develop. Okay, and you can develop. It requires a little bit of practice. It is not that within the MBA period only you will be learning. Through the experience only, whenever you will be working in the industry, then through that experience you will be able to learn that. Okay. Okay, you just re-log in once more. If it is get disconnected, probably within 30 seconds it may get disconnected. So you please re-log in with the same link. The same link, there is no other link. The same link that has been sent to the group, you may please re-log in the same.
Okay, sir.